After you left, your narcissist found a new supply. But now, something about her is getting under his skin. After you left, everything looked like it moved on quickly. You didn't even have time to process what happened. Before you heard, he had already found someone else. It felt like he replaced you without hesitation. Like everything you shared didn't hold the weight you thought it did. And for a moment, it made you question if you ever really mattered the way you did believe. From the outside, it looked smooth. He showed up the same way, shared the same things, and carried himself like nothing had changed. The new person stepped into the space that once felt personal to you, and it almost seemed like the pattern was repeating itself without any resistance. That part may have been hard to watch, even from a distance, but something about it didn't sit right. Because no matter how similar it looked, it wasn't the same. The way she responded was different. The way she paid attention was different. And slowly, without it being obvious at first, small things started to shift. The same behavior that once went unnoticed didn't pass the same way anymore. She started asking questions, not loud. Not loud ones, not confrontational ones, but the kind that stayed in the air long enough to create discomfort. The kind that doesn't accept vague answers or quick explanations. And that is where something in him started to feel unsettled. Because this time, the silence didn't land the same way. Where you once tried to understand, he started to notice. Where you once filled in the gap, she started leaving them open. And that difference may seem small, but it changes everything in a dynamic built on control. It changes everything in a dynamic built on control. He can feel it. He can feel that things are not as easy to manage as they were before. The same pattern that once worked without resistance are now being met with unawareness. Are now being met with awareness, and that awareness creates a kind of pressure he is not used to handling. It is not about her being stronger or better. It is about her reacting differently. And that difference is enough to disrupt everything he relied on. Because when someone stops responding in a predictable way, the control starts to slip. The silence becomes uncomfortable. The gaps become visible. And the pattern starts to expose itself without needing to be explained. That is what is getting under his skin. Not her presence, but what her presence is revealing. Because what once worked quietly is now being noticed. What once passed without questions is now being felt in a different way. And that shift creates a tension he cannot easily fix. You may not see all of it happening, but you can feel that something is different. You walked away and he replaced you, but now the same space he thought he could control the same way is starting to show him something he didn't expect. And that is something he cannot ignore.